Welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, Big Fog. Thinking right out here in the lab. I do what I do for you. Oh, I got a nice lesson set up for you, Devin. Spent a lot of time on this so I can get it right. When I present it to you, I think I'm ready. Let's do what we do. Rightism. 25 rules live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. Message the story for life. I give life lessons. You tune to receive them. I guess they're working out for you. Trust me, I give you what you need. All you gotta do is use it. That's what I do for you. Let's go. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Getting to know yourself a little bit better from the inside out with knowledge. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's the mission that I'm on, to get all right thinkers to meet their goal of knowing thyself. If you tune into me, you got the thing that you want, which is knowledge of self. That's what I give you, aka life lessons. Let's go. Know thyself. I asked the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, that's okay. It's cool. That's why I'm here to help you do just that. Know thyself with what? Knowledge and understanding and daily practice of what you learn. Now, a person who knows not and knows not that they know not is simple. Is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. Those are when you teach. Why? That's why I like to teach you. That's why I do what I do, to enlighten you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and thinks that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows that they know, knows not that they know, is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. We're going to talk about right thinkers. Let's talk about the sacred task. What the what? Yeah. It's a task that all humans have to partake in order to get where they want to go, which is to gain knowledge of self and make it to the afterlife. But there's something you have to do in this life. Let's talk about that. I hope I can break it down for you. It's been on my mind for a minute. Now, you know we have to sign for what they call the universal bar, which is a dot, then a circle. That's the universal God, the bar. Then you got the individual bar. Boy, if I get that damn blackboard thing, see the dot up there? That's the universal bar. You see down the bottom? You see the head of the pharaoh? You see on the back of his head, he has the hawk or the falcon bird, aka Haru, which means the spirit. Let's talk about that. Okay? You got the statue of the pharaoh, Shephren, and you got the arrows pointing to, you see the hawk or the falcon head behind the head of the statue. That's his ba. Okay? The ba gives life to the what? The body. That's the life force. Okay? And all other parts of the spirit, which is 9 parts too. The spirit, Sahu, Ku, the Kabak, the Ab, the Sekum, the Ren, the Ka, and the Ka. Those are all parts of your spirit. I brought that down to you in the previous lesson, so you should understand those. Now I'm going to talk about Haru. That's you. What? It's Horus from the Greeks. It's shown as a falcon head behind the head, signifying what? The fact that the essence of what we are is what? A spirit. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. It's always been known, as our ancients keep showing you that. So understand that. Get the concept. Well, the Christians, I don't care what the Christians say. We're dealing with our ancient ancestors, okay? They had it right. Watch this. We are all spirit. That is what? Supposed to use and control what? The body as an instrument, as one with what? Control a car or an ox. The spirit directs the body. The body is the vehicle. You use it to do what you need to do to get around. Get the concept? So let's get cracking on this, the sacred task. Now, most human beings identify with what? I told you before, with their ego personality. I, me, which is natural, no problem. That's your id, your identification with self. Okay. That's the ego personality self. But you got the kabit, which is spelled Khabit. That means the shadow part of the body, the other part of the spirit. Watch this. But it's the kabit and the ren. That's you identifying with yourself. The kabit. This is me. I'm so-and-so. And then your name. Mark. Right. Those are things that was given to you. So those are gimmies. That's two. You still need to learn the seven understanding of the spirit, 7 aspects of your spirit or your character, your soul, or Ra, whatever it is. But it's a lesson that has to be learned in life that to get you where you want to go mentally. And the task is what? The task is to explore, watch this, and consciously discover our other, what? 7 parts to our soul. So you have to get enlightened. You have to study. You have to learn. That's what it's all about. That's why I teach. Even, watch this, before death. Once the body ceases to exist, ain't nothing you can do then. You're going to stand judged for what you did. So everything up to then is going to be what you should be worrying about. After death, ain't no more control. So everything is predicated on what you do before death. We must have the other 7 of what? These remembered. Remember, we lost our consciousness of who we are. So we got to remember who we are by going through these phases and learning things about ourselves, and it will become clear. Oh, I get it. Eureka, I get it. Or bullseye, I hit the mark. I got it. Same thing. But these have to be remembered, and watch this, and permanently integrated in one, so that what? At the time we leave the earth, and we call death, and leave the body, okay, and name behind. Those 2 things gonna stay here. The name and the body. Okay, as remember, watch this. But we are ready to what? Fly. You see me used to do this. That means you get your wings. When you get enlightened, those are your wings. Why? Because spiritually, you're going to ascend. When the body ceases to exist, you're going that way, not that way. If you don't have wings, you got hoofs. You're earthbound. You're going to be right here again. That's the reincarnated state. So you want to lighten the heart and get your wings by become what? Get your wings, watch it, ready to fly in what? In our spiritual body. That's the spirit that's inside the physical body. When the physical body ceases, now the spiritual body had to do 1 of 2 things. Go home, we'll go find another body. Simple. Moving on. So, when we have our spiritual body, the spiritual body, when enlightened, will do what? Join with us all. King of the afterlife, the dead. So, when the physical body, the spiritual body got to go through him. Our divine self. He represents the God in us. And when the spirit is questioned, if you pass the test of living righteous and doing the right thing, you will join him conceptually, aka go back home. Watch this. Asar, our divine self, God again. And what? Merge with that ultimate reality from which what? We not only come, but who is our innermost essence. Every human being had the spark of life from God. So we all are the same. Asar, our individual soul, which out of the 5 elements, he's the 6th. Why? Because he's the spirit that became into man. That's why we call him the God of us. And because he's our Father, we're his children, we're all Christ. We're all Haru. But we have to remember that by what? Learning and find out who we are. Hence, know thyself. Now, Asar, watch this, who's supreme soul. He's the supreme soul. He's the first. Thus, when what? When we join God, what happened? We are really joining our higher selves. I keep preaching that concept to you. Higher self is God. We are God. Watch this. as are all people and objects in the seen and the unseen universe. Everything is of God. It is only what? Excuse me. It is our individual sacred task to what? To know ourselves. That's the mantra for right thinkers. We need to know who we are. Why? Because spiritually, that's the only way to go back home. Being ignorant of yourself gets you reincarnated. Simple. Okay, so what's this? Everybody has that task. If you decide to take on, that's what you're doing. Walking that spiritual path now. Why? You want to know things. Tune into me. I'll help you with that. But watch this. And this to be true, what happens? It is our personal sacred task to know thyself. And this to be true, this may be what done. Now, remember, I give you the practicality. I give you the breakdown on how to do what it is I'm trying to explain to you to get done. Not just tell you to do this and then they leave you out there. No, I'm going to break it down for you right here. This may be done through the daily practice of what? Virtue and meditation, which is part of my lifestyle and has been for the last 10 years. So I know about that. Moving on. If you haven't been into living virtuous and meditating, that's to be the change that will help you out. Why? Because obviously you ain't doing it, so you're not getting the results. Why? You ain't putting the work in. Depositing in the bank of God is living virtuous and going to meditative state when you can commune and you're doing the right thing. You'll be blessed with that. I'm not a preacher. That ain't Christianity. That ain't religion. That's spirituality. That's the truth. Sorry. Now let's talk about if the Ka, which is part of our spirit, if it identifies itself, watch this, with the physical body, which is what the conscious does, what is in the body, is the Ka. And watch this, it's erroneous, subconscious ideas about reality. The subconscious don't know the difference. It just know what it does and it's going to do what it does. If you have the subconscious on the wrong track, it's going to take you the wrong way. It don't care. It don't know. It just go on what you give it. It will not operate correctly if bad information in, bad information out. Wrong information in, wrong information out. Again, it's not going to change. It's going to do what it do. If you got good thoughts, positive ideas, then your subconscious is going to pick up on that. It's going to deliver that. That's the difference. That's the whole idea of controlling your thoughts. So understand that. And when you don't have the right thoughts, it's right thinking. Without right thinking, it will not operate correctly in what? The spiritual realm. Meaning you can't conceive and understand and manipulate and manifest the things that you're learning if you're ignorant. Through wisdom, again, and inner experience. Every individual has to know God for themselves. I can't get you to God for the experience. I can tell you about it. I can explain it with you, but you have to have your own experience. Sorry about that. I'm getting intense. Slow and calm down. And a meditative, peaceful mind. That's talking to God every day, putting your belief and your faith in God that He will take care of the things that you can't, and you just take care of the things you can, and you will get your blessing. That's just a way of life for my right thinkers. I know Christians who live the same thing, so it's not much of a difference. The Ka, watch this, and the other bodies, what? May be experienced, developed, and integrated. You have to become understanding of every aspect of your character, hence self-mastery. Now, let's talk about the Baka, spelled B-K-A. The Ba, soul, is connected to the Ka, which is the body of what? Emotions and desires. The body has this feeling that it wants, and that's what the Ka is, the Kaba. The body wants physical stuff. If you don't learn to master that, you're going to fall victims back again to the ego self. That's what the Kaba is. It's the ego self in the physical form. Watch this. The Kaba is what? Excuse me. Let me go back. The Ba soul is connected to the Ka, the body of emotions and desires. My man in Think of Destiny called it the body, emotions and desires, feelings and desires of the body. That's what he was trying to explain to you. I got it now. Watch this. Now through the ab conscious. When you hear me say ab and conscious, I'm going to spell it out for you. Why? Because the heart conscious is different than the mind conscious. This is the conscious of God. It's scientifically proven from our ancients. It's spelled Conscience. Science. It's been proven. And from here, watch this. Your ba controls the kabak, which is the shadow dense subtle body, which is the body inside that wants to do what it wants to do. If you don't control that, that's what's going to happen. And watch this. The ka is actually the physical body. So they go together. The ka and the kabak. Okay, watch this. In Egypt, the process of what? Impregnating the female is called Bakah. This is what? Watch this. I love it. This is the process that must also occur. Here you go. In spiritual evolution. All right, thinkers. You have to have your spiritual evolution. I mean, you got to grow spiritually. You got to become conscious. And watch this. This is what happens. This is what will make it happen. Our ka must be impregnated with what? Listen. Words of wisdom. That's the first thing. Your ears. The ears is the vagina. The male speaking is the penis. I'm going to impregnate you with wisdom. I like that concept. I love it. What's this? Now, with wisdom and intuition from what? Your ba, which is your heart conscious, which is your inner self. That's who you want to listen to. Not this guy. Trust me. I use him. He use him. You use him. This is what? Watch this. This is the considered the virgin birth of what? Of our spiritual life, which leads to the birth of what? Ourselves as transformed beings, as gods. That's the enlightening process. You have to remember the voice of the master. When the student is ready, the master will appear. Why? Because you're ready to be impregnated with what? Knowledge and information. That's what I do for you every day. I'm doing it to you in the eardrums, okay? With knowledge that you can use to what? Better yourself. That's the whole name of the game of my right thinking philosophy. Let's go. Now, if we identify with our ba, the heart, as being one with the universal ba, again, God, instead of what? Our ego. Again, the ego plays a big role in every individual. You can't get around it, and if you don't understand it, you're going to fail in spiritual awakening. Why? It's going to hold you back. That's the biggest problem. Watch this. The actions prescribed by what? Our individual by soul will be what? In harmony with what? The spirit world and nature. Again, they function as one, as above, so below. That's us in the atmosphere, the cosmos, the universe, whatever. But nature, again, we should be in tune with nature, not in competition. So, therefore, following what? One's intuition, again, this is your best guide. Following one's intuition is what? Taking advice, you pay attention, from one's own heart conscious. The heart brain is bigger than the brain that's in our head. That's been proven, but we knew that ancient time. I'm not big on that, but I want to keep making that point and stress the why. What we knew 10,000 years ago, we're proving today. So I'm not impressed, really. But I appreciate they starting to confirm and affirm what we already knew, what I did. So let's go. But the heart is the true God. That gut feeling, that voice, yeah, good, bad. If you listen to the bad, that's you. That's you. The good is guiding you if you listen. I told you the day I got arrested making that deal, my heart said, my man, you don't want to do that. My mind said, man, go get that money. When I got the money, when he got my ass locked up too. Now I listen to the heart. I don't do none of that nonsense. How about that? So that's the concept. That's the point. So what? Quiet contemplation, aka meditation. One's own body will talk to you, will offer insight into what? The truth, and will what? Lead one to prosperity and fulfillment. I can drop the pen and walk away. Wow, that's my life right there. That's what it will do for you. It did it for me. That's why I'm here trying to give it to you. If it wasn't good, I wouldn't be giving it. I didn't sell bad drugs. Okay, I did nothing bad. Everything I did was what it's supposed to be. And right now, I'm giving you information, knowledge of self. I'm still doing what I do, and I'm loving this way. Wrapping it up. Let's go. I'm almost home. Our true self, which is the heart, is the consciousness, again, spelled with the C, deep within what? Our physical nature. A key point in here is only what? A manifestation of our spirit. It manifests in us. It is our spirit which what gives life to the body, the senses, and the mind process accelerates. See, I'm going with this. And so therefore our body intellect, and it does have, mind and senses are what? A reflection of the degree of ignorance or wisdom. Again, one or the other of the self. The less you know about yourself, the more ignorant you are. The more you know about yourself, the better spiritually you are. Which we what? We possess in what? Our consciousness. It's up to us to be the decision maker. Like the pineal gland sits between both sides of the hemisphere. Why? Because when both of them is in harmony, it lines up with it. That's the concept. Watch this. In this light, all mental, watch this, illness with resilient physical illnesses, what are due to what? One cause. Watch this, which is ignorance of our divine and spiritual nature, aka our true self. The dis-ease come to the body when the chakras are not lined up, when you're not spiritually in line, you're not living virtues. I tell simple, you ain't living right. That's how I can put it. Whenever I hear people have bad situations, how you living? If you're living right, adversity gonna come and you smooth right through it. When you ain't living right, when adversity come, oh, it's the end of the world. Oh, Lord, it's just, yeah. That's because, again, you're not living right. Put God first. Put him in charge. And anything that you can't handle, you give it to him. That's the concept I get in my Christian concept. I listen, I pay attention. And those who do that are successful. How about that? The only good difference between a good Christian and a bad Christian. A good Christian do what a Christian's supposed to do. That's what I see. A lot of them ain't doing what they're supposed to, but they claim to be Christians. So I get it, I understand it. I'm sure it's a bunch of I'm a right thinker, and you ain't thinking right worth a damn. So I get it. I'm a little annoyed, but yeah. When I put my merchandise out there, I don't want to see my eye on the corner doing drugs. So I get that concept too. Let me take it home. Sorry about that. Let me wrap this up. All right. In order, watch this. Now, this is important. In order to find the ultimate truth, you must look inside yourself. First of all, not out here, not in the world. We must go where? Beyond our mind and senses of the body. Again, it ain't physical. We must go beyond all mental images of names and forms to which we are what? Accustomed by what? Developing our intuition, by learning about them, understand them. And through this intuition, only will we what? Discover who we really are and our true purpose of existence. This is the message above the temple and to the effect of, you ready? Know thyself. That's the end of this lesson, but it's the beginning of the next lesson. I'm going to break that down for you coming up. So at the end and closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100. Give me 100 minus a day. So I never know that nice right thinker like you have passed away. I'll be back.